And we welcome you to Newsmakers. I'm your host, Mike Bako. Today's top story, what else but Brett Favre? Brett Favre and the NFL have a PR nightmare, a blunder on their hands of what's turning out to be almost epic proportions. Brett Favre, as I'm sure many of you know from Deadspin.com, sent, let's just call them racy and inappropriate pictures to a former Jets sideline reporter, Jen Sturger. Accompanying those pictures, voicemail messages for her to meet him at his hotel. Now, let's keep in mind, Brett Favre is a married man. Brett Favre is a major corporate spokesperson for Jean Company, Wrangler, for a couple of other very highly prestigious companies that are really banking on his image as this down-home, almost folk hero. You know, he spent the last 3 off seasons debating whether he should or shouldn't come back, and he always portrayed himself as this man who was torn to be staying at home with his family, you know, this family life down on the farm in Mississippi. And now news and word comes out that, well, a lot of that probably is not true. He wouldn't say he's leading a double life, but he's certainly not leading the life of Brett Favre, down-home country guy that we all have come to expect. Now, what does this pose for the NFL? This is a major issue for them because it's coming right on the heels of just last month, the New York Jets involved again. This time, nothing really found out in terms of charges or legal action, but Mexican reporter Inez Sainz at the Jets training facility heckled, put in compromising positions by some of the players on the practice field and in the locker room. But now these are 2 major sexual harassment issues that are in the news, flooding the news, really. Top stories on a lot of the news sites. Certainly here, the New York tabloids having their way with Brett Favre just yesterday. A game on Monday Night Football that should have been the main focus of the NFL week. 2 premier franchises, Brett Favre coming back to the Meadowlands, coming back to the Jets, a team he played for just 2 years ago, and triumphantly almost leading the Vikings back and throwing his 500th touchdown pass in the process. But no, all the stories are on this picture that he sent on these voicemails. Now, to Favre's credit, he is sort of coming forward and acknowledging that something did go on, although he came out with a non-denial denial, saying that he's not going to comment on anything, but that he will go along with the NFL and with their investigation, answer any questions. But he certainly hasn't come out and said that he hasn't done this. Now, moving forward, taking football off the table because, you know, we're not here to make football predictions, but this is a prediction from the PR and advertising standpoint, the marketing standpoint. How much longer will Wrangler stick with Brett Favre? This is a very thorny issue, and as we mentioned, the image of Brett Favre is not one like Kobe Bryant or some of the other stars who may have been caught up in scandals, sexual scandals, and legal issues. Kobe Bryant never portrayed himself to be this down-home family values person. He portrayed himself as almost a villain, and a lot of companies gravitated towards that. The image and the mentality that Favre has put out there is of this down-home country guy, this family guy, so it remains to be seen in the coming weeks. As more information comes out, as more investigation by the NFL comes out, will we keep seeing these Wrangler ads during NFL games? For more commentary like this, tune back here to TJ Walker Interactive. I'm your host, Mike Bako. For more information on all the latest Brett Favre news, all the breaking PR, sexual harassment news, check back here at TJ Walker Interactive.